Welcome back to Superbly Said Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases. Great to have you with us again.
Absolutely. And today we're diving into some fantastic expressions drawn straight from a SpeakDuo lesson. Really useful stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of SpeakDuo, if you're looking to get more confident with your English speaking, you really should check out SpeakDuo.com. It's a great way to meet new people from all over the world, practice on video calls. It's just a fantastic community.
It really is.
So for advanced learners like you listening now, getting those subtle differences between similar phrases, well, it just takes your communication up a level, doesn't it?
It adds precision, yeah. And depth.
Exactly. So let's jump right in. Our first expression today, it's a common one, but with some interesting nuances. To kick in.
Right. To kick in. Fundamentally, it means to begin to take effect.
Okay, so like to start.
Well, yes and no. It's not just any start. See, to start or to begin can be quite gradual, quite gentle sometimes.
Yeah.
To kick in usually implies something more. Sudden, often forceful, maybe even automatic.
Ah, okay, like you said, forceful. Maybe like an engine suddenly catching.
Exactly. Or think about medicine. You take it, you wait, and then you feel it kick in. It starts actively working. It's that moment things shift from, inactive to active, or from developing to really having an impact.
You can really feel that change, that activation point. The example from our source material is perfect. My motivation finally kicked in after I set a deadline.
Yes. That finally emphasizes the wait and then the sudden start. And you hear this in business too.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Someone might say, we're really hoping the new marketing campaign kicks in next quarter and boosts sales.
Yeah.
They're waiting for that tangible impact to start.
Got it. And maybe for something like an IELTS speaking part, you could say?
You could say something like, for some artists, creativity doesn't just begin. It truly kicks in when they're under pressure. It suggests that pressure unlocks something.
That's a great example. So thinking about that, what usually makes your motivation kick in when you're feeling, a bit lazy?
Good question. For me, sometimes it's just putting on a good playlist.
Yeah.
That can do it. Or thinking about the reward at the end helps get me started. Find that trigger.
Finding the trigger, yeah. That makes sense. Okay, speaking of being attuned to things, let's move to our next phrase. To tune into someone or something.
Ah, yes. To tune into. This means paying really close attention, often in an intuitive way, to someone's emotions or maybe subtle signals.
So more than just listening.
Much more. It's about perceiving what's not being said explicitly. Think about tuning an old radio. You're carefully adjusting the dial to get a really clear signal. It's not just passively paying attention. Tuning in suggests an active, empathetic effort. You're trying to align yourself with those subtle cues, body language, tone, maybe even the feeling in a room. It's about a deeper connection.
That's a fantastic analogy. The source example really captures that. Great teachers know how to tune into their students' needs. They're sensing more than just academic performance.
Precisely. They pick up on energy, engagement, maybe even if a student's having a bad day.
And in the workplace.
Crucial. A project manager, for instance, really needs to be able to tune into team dynamics, even the unspoken ones. That helps anticipate issues or build on positive energy.
Definitely a key leadership skill. You could use it in an IELTS context too, perhaps saying, I believe strong leaders are those who can consistently tune in to their employees' unvoiced concerns.
Exactly. It fosters trust.
So for you personally, do you find it easy to tune in to how others are feeling?
I think so, generally, yeah. I often notice if someone seems a bit down or stressed, even if they're trying to hide it, it's often in the little things, their posture, maybe they're quieter than usual.
Interesting. Okay, let's move on. Our third phrase is to emerge as something.
To emerge as something. This means becoming known or noticed in a particular role or with a certain quality, especially when it wasn't really obvious before.
Okay, so different from just becoming.
Yeah, there's a nuance there. Emerge as suggests a process. It's like something was developing or hidden, and now it's coming to light, becoming visible or recognized, often because of circumstances.
Ah, so it implies a kind of revelation.
Exactly. A revelation or a development that leads to recognition. The source example is good. She quickly emerged as a leader in her department. Her leadership wasn't maybe the first thing people saw, but it became clear.
Right. It wasn't assigned, it sort of happened.
Or it can be quite unexpected, like during the crisis, the quietest team member suddenly emerged as the most resourceful problem solver. Their hidden strengths came out when needed.
That's a great workplace example. And thinking about, say, an IELTS topic on influence.
You could definitely use it, maybe. In the digital age, you see many unexpected voices emerge as influential figures online, just by sharing their unique viewpoint.
That fits perfectly. Have you ever found yourself unexpectedly emerging as a leader in a group?
Huh. Yes, I think I have. I remember one school project that was just chaotic. No one was taking charge, so I sort of stepped up and started organizing things. It just felt necessary.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to fill the gap. Okay, next idiom. Across the board.
Across the board. This means everywhere within a specific group or system, or affecting all members or categories uniformly.
So not just generally everywhere.
No, it's more specific than that. It stresses the universal application within a defined context. If something happens across the board, it applies equally to all departments, all members, all areas involved. No exceptions within that group.
Okay, so it emphasizes that uniform, comprehensive impact. The example helps. The new policy improved efficiency across the board, meaning every part of the operation saw improvement.
Precisely. Or, in a work meeting, your boss might say, "We need to improve customer satisfaction across the board." That means every service, every team dealing with customers needs to step up.
No hiding. And for a bigger picture topic, like maybe climate change in an IELTS discussion.
Absolutely. You could say, to effectively tackle climate change, we need changes across the board in energy, transport, agriculture, individual behavior, not just in one isolated sector. It highlights that holistic need.
Makes sense. So thinking personally, where would you like to improve across the board in your life?
Oh, gosh. Probably health, realistically. Yeah, I'd love to improve across the board: sleep, diet, exercise, the whole package. It's hard to just focus on one, isn't it?
Tell me about it. Okay, next term, self-awareness.
The big one. Self-awareness. It's about really knowing your own emotions, your thoughts, and your typical patterns of behavior. Understanding your inner world.
How is that different from, say, self-knowledge?
It's related, but self-awareness often implies a more active, real-time consciousness. It's not just knowing facts about yourself, but being aware of your feelings and thoughts as they happen, and seeing how they influence you right now.
So it's more dynamic, like observing yourself in the moment.
Exactly. It's that ability to step back internally and observe your own reactions and motivations. The source puts it beautifully. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. You need it to make conscious changes.
That makes perfect sense. And professionally.
Absolutely critical, especially for leaders. For effective leadership, developing strong self-awareness is crucial. Understanding your own biases, your triggers, how you come across, it's vital for managing teams well.
It makes you wonder, does high self-awareness stop you from reacting impulsively?
Not necessarily stop you entirely, but it gives you the chance to choose. You notice the impulse, and you can decide whether to act on it. So, like in an IELTS context, you could say, cultivating self-awareness can help prevent impulsive reactions in difficult situations. It creates that space for choice.
Can you recall a time when self-awareness helped you make a better decision?
Oh, sure. There was a time I realized I was starting to feel really jealous in a professional situation. Recognizing that emotion as jealousy, that was the self-awareness kicking in. It allowed me to pause, question why I felt that way, and choose a much more constructive way to handle things instead of just reacting badly.
That's a powerful example. Okay, shifting gears to something a bit more intense. To blow up at someone.
Yes, to blow up at someone. This means suddenly getting very, very angry and expressing it, usually loudly and directly at a specific person. It's an outburst.
So much stronger than just getting angry.
Oh, much stronger. Getting angry can be internal. Losing your temper is similar, but blowing up at someone really emphasizes the sudden, explosive, often public nature of the anger directed at another person, like an explosion of frustration or rage.
You can almost picture the scene with the source example. He blew up at his colleague during the meeting. It sounds intense.
It does. And you'd hope it's rare in a workplace, but you might hear it described. The manager almost never blows up at anyone, but you could feel the tension build in that meeting. It highlights how serious and unusual it is.
Which is why emotional regulation is so important, right? For IELTS, maybe. It's important to develop strategies for constructive conflict resolution rather than simply blowing up at others when frustrated.
Precisely. It's about managing that intense emotion.
Have you ever perhaps blown up at someone and then regretted it?
Yes. Unfortunately, I remember once yelling at a friend out of sheer frustration about something silly, and I felt terrible almost immediately. Had to apologize, of course. It happens. But learning from it is key.
Absolutely. And that leads us nicely to the opposite, to keep your cool.
Indeed. to keep your cool. This means staying calm and composed, especially when you're in a difficult, stressful, or emotionally charged situation.
How is it different from just staying calm?
It's similar, but keeping your cool often highlights the effort involved. It implies there's pressure, internal or external, pushing you not to be calm, but you're consciously managing yourself to maintain composure. There's a sense of active self-control.
Ah, okay. That deliberate effort makes sense, like the source example. He kept his cool during the interview even when things got tense. That shows real strength under pressure.
Exactly. It's a very positive quality. In a work context, even when facing tight deadlines and constant problems, she always manages to keep her cool. That's someone reliable.
Definitely. And for leadership, it's crucial. Learning to keep your cool under pressure is a vital skill for anyone wanting to inspire confidence in a team.
Well said.
So, how do you manage to keep your cool when things get stressful? Any tricks?
I try to remind myself that panicking or getting angry rarely helps. Staying calm is usually more effective. And honestly, sometimes just taking a deep breath or two really does make a difference. Just pausing.
Simple but effective. Okay, next one is about emotion spreading. To catch a mood.
To catch a mood.
Yeah.
This means you start feeling the same way as someone else simply by being around them. Their emotional state affects yours, almost like catching a cold.
So it's kind of contagious.
Exactly. That's the core idea. It's often an unconscious thing. You don't decide to feel happy because someone else is. You just sort of absorb it. It goes beyond just noticing their mood. You start to feel it yourself.
Right, that involuntary absorption. The source example is lovely. I caught her joyful mood just by being around her. You can feel that positive contagion.
You definitely see it at work, too. After the team nailed the presentation, everyone seemed to catch a celebratory mood in the office. That positive energy just spread.
But it works both ways, right? You could also say it's easy to catch a stressful mood in a really competitive environment.
Unfortunately, yes. Stress and anxiety can be just as contagious sometimes.
What kinds of moods do you find you usually catch most easily from others?
Oh, definitely laughter and excitement. Those positive, high-energy moods are really easy to catch, I find. They're infectious in a good way.
Yeah, me too. Okay, our final phrase for today. To advocate for something.
To advocate for something. This means to publicly support or argue in favor of a particular cause, idea, policy, or even sometimes a person. It's about actively championing something.
So stronger than just supporting.
Yes, generally. Support can be passive. Advocating for implies active, often vocal effort. You're speaking out, maybe campaigning, making a case, defending the idea publicly. It suggests a stronger, more committed stance.
Being a vocal champion. Got it. Like the example. She advocates for mental health awareness in schools. She's actively working to promote that cause.
Exactly. Or in a workplace. The team leader had to really advocate for more resources to get the project done on time. They had to argue the case persuasively, not just mention it.
Right, making a strong case. And we see this a lot in society now, don't we? For an IELTS discussion on social issues, you might say. Many young people today feel empowered to advocate for environmental protection and social justice.
A very relevant example.
Is there a particular cause or idea that you strongly advocate for?
Yes. I feel quite strongly about and try to advocate for equal access to quality education for all children, regardless of their background. It feels fundamental to me.
That's a really important cause. Okay, wow, we've covered a lot of ground today, some really useful, nuanced phrases there.
Definitely.
So now feels like a good time to test our understanding, right? Let's do a quick quiz to see how well these phrases have sunk in.
Sounds good.
Okay, so for each question, I'll give you 3 options, A, B, and C. If you want a moment to think before we give the answer, just pause the deep dive. Ready?
Ready.
Question 1. What does it mean when motivation kicks in? Option A. It slowly fades away after an effort is made. Option B. It suddenly begins to have an effect. Option C. It takes over someone's emotions completely.
Okay, the answer there is option B. It suddenly begins to have an effect. Remember, we talked about that sudden start, like after setting a deadline? That's when it kicks in.
Perfect. Question 2. What does it mean to tune in to someone's emotions? Option A. To match their mood for social reasons. Option B. To focus on their emotional signals closely. Option C. To avoid triggering sensitive reactions.
Right, that one is option B, to focus on their emotional signals closely. Think about that idea of carefully listening, like tuning a radio, or how good teachers tune into student needs.
Got it. Question 3. If someone emerges as a leader, what does that imply? Option A. They were slowly ignored by the group. Option B, they decided to avoid taking responsibility. Option C, they became known or visible in a new role.
And the answer is option C. They became known or visible in a new role. It's that process of becoming recognized, like the person who emerged as a leader in their department over time.
Exactly. Question 4. What does across the board mean in this sentence? The policy helped efficiency across the board. Option A, in every area or situation. Option B, only in administrative departments. Option C, for select employees who adapted fast.
That's option A. In every area or situation. Remember, it means uniformly affecting everything within that defined group or context. Efficiency improved everywhere because of the policy.
Makes sense. Question 5. What does it mean to blow up at someone during a meeting? Option A, to give them unexpected praise. Option B, to quietly leave in disagreement. Option C, to express sudden and intense anger.
Definitely option C. To express sudden and intense anger. It's that explosive outburst we discussed, like the example of someone blowing up at a colleague.
Right. Question 6. What does it mean to keep your cool in a tense situation? Option A, to maintain a calm and composed manner. Option B, to react quickly without emotion. Option C, to walk away before things get heated.
The answer is option A, to maintain a calm and composed manner. It's about that deliberate effort to stay calm under pressure, like keeping your cool during a tense interview.
Great. Question 7. If you catch a mood from someone, what's happening? Option A, you mimic their gestures unconsciously. Option B, you start feeling a similar emotional state. It's that contagious feeling, like catching someone's joy just by being near them.
Perfect. And the last one, question 8. What does it mean to advocate for mental health in schools? Option A, to argue against unfair school rules. Option B, to recommend silence around tough topics. Option C, to campaign and support that cause actively. And the correct answer is option C, to campaign and support that cause actively. It's about being that vocal champion, actively promoting and arguing for something, like advocating for mental health awareness.
Fantastic. Hopefully that helped solidify those meanings.
Yeah, using these phrases really does add another layer to your English. It allows you to express yourself with more precision and subtlety.
Yeah.
Shows a deeper understanding.
Absolutely. It helps you move beyond just basic communication to really connecting, conveying exactly what you mean. So what this all boils down to is that every conversation, every article you read, every lesson like the one from SpeakDuo, they're all chances to build your linguistic toolkit.
Right. Opportunities to express yourself with more confidence, more accuracy.
So we really hope you'll try using some of these phrases this week. Maybe pick one or two and see where you can fit them into your own conversations or writing.
That's the best way to make them stick, really. Active use.
So think about it. What stood out to you today? Which phrase might change how you express yourself or understand others? Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and definitely keep growing that vocabulary. And remember, for more practice and real conversations, head over to SpeakDuo.com. Connect with people, practice speaking, build that confidence.
It's true. Having the right words, that precise language, it really does open doors. It helps us articulate our thoughts more clearly, understand others better, and just connect more deeply with the world.
Well said. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep speaking.